Hi everyone, thank you for coming today. I know it's been a long day and you've now heard from all of the authors as I did. I just want to say thank you for listening. I am honored to stand here now with all of those who have shared their story. I am actually glad to speak near the end of the day because this day has been filled with emotions and therefore I will keep my thoughts short. You know, I was nervous about doing a speech today and almost backed out of it. It's not so much the public speaking, it's not the preparation. I enjoy those things. For me, it's about being shy about telling my story. It's a hard thing to do to share a vulnerable part of your life. For the longest time, I tried to hide from my story, from my struggles, from it all. I didn't want to talk about anything. I didn't want to face anything. I thought if I didn't, my problems would just magically go away. But not talking about what I was going through and keeping my emotions bottled up created a lot of anger in my life. It made things worse for me. And now, you'll read in my chapter, it's very raw. I changed it so many times. I was so paranoid about not telling it right that I changed it constantly. It ended up being very uncut and vague in some of the details. There's so much more to be told, but you know what? This was the first step in sharing my story. I grew so much from this experience. Opening up to people is not something that's easy for me. It's not something I take lightly, and it's not something I normally do. I was so self-conscious and afraid of being judged, ridiculed, and not being understood. For years, I struggled with low self-esteem, which led me to stay in a very abusive relationship. A relationship so intense that when it was over, the aftershock from it stayed with me for years. I became paranoid that I wasn't good enough, that I didn't deserve happiness, that I didn't deserve success. I started passing up opportunities. I started to hide from myself, and I started to hide from the world. Instead of showing my true self, I would show a false version of who I was to people, to play it safe, because I was afraid of not being liked for the real me. It was a long haul, a long struggle to get out of this behavior, to get over this relationship that had such a major impact on my life. It affected my relationships with my family, it affected the relationships with my friends, but mostly it affected the relationship with myself. What helped me heal was I started to write. I found faith. I had a huge awakening after lying in bed day after day and thought, you know what? This isn't me. I'm not being the true me. I need to change. I need to become the person who I was hiding from. I started to write out my struggles and set goals for myself. I would give myself tips of the day and I would follow through. Bit by bit, I started to expose the true me. This wasn't easy. It was definitely a process, but once I started that process, each day became easier and each day I became stronger. Working on these books has really helped me heal as well. Last year, I was on the editing team for Volume 2 of this series. And when I heard the concept for Volume 3, I knew I wanted to be an author in it. I knew my story was a perfect fit. In the end, it ended up being a raw reveal. And I think that's what makes these books so authentic and relatable. Everyone has a unique story and a unique writing style. I remember something my grade 12 English teacher told me. He really set the tone for my writing style. He said, Linsey, just write. Don't think about it. Let it be flawed. Don't think about the spelling. Don't think about the grammar. Just let it flow. Let it out. Keeping it real is what makes it art. No writing is bad writing when you have a story to tell. It's about the story. It's about what you have learned. It's about so much, and I'm so grateful to have had the opportunities to start to share my story in a healthy way. I want to thank Randy and Gordon for all they have done for me. They have truly taken me under their wing and have provided me with a lot of guidance throughout this process. I also want to thank my parents who have shown me unconditional love and support throughout my life. I don't know where I'd be without either of them. They have both been my rock in different ways and I truly love them. My mom's there right now, I think she's crying. I am looking forward to what is next, but for now, as I say in my chapter, I made it through, I bounced back, thank you.
We'll let you guys ask your questions, and then if we miss answering any of the questions, we'll go back and ask you what your question was again. are any specific to an author, or they're general? Just general, okay.
General.
And yours?
General.
You're asking about the miracle?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys remember, okay, Janie doesn't remember your question because Janie wasn't here. So, but Pravin wants to know what miracle came out of this for you, okay? And then Francesca, what would you like to ask? Oh, you have one, thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Randy.
Don't take your time.
They said that being an author Okay, thank you very much, Randy. They said that being an author involves the 3 I's: income, influence, and impact. What is the takeaway from being an author that you can share with somebody who has never ever written a book?
Love it, thank you. Remember those questions for now.
So authors, what has opened up for you since writing your chapter?
Awesome. What's opened up for you? What do you have to say to a new author? And what miracle has come out? So if something resonates from the questions, I'll let you guys, who wants to be first? Rule is turning your head.
For me, and I'm not a long-time author, I'm not thinking about the income at all. I'm thinking about the influence. That's the purpose of the book, is the influence. And the fact that it's become a bestseller means that the influence is going to be great. So that, I think, is the most important part, for me anyway. Perhaps in the future it might be income, but I think the influence and impact are the most important.
Thank you.
Which one first? For miracle, I'd say healing and finding myself throughout this process, not only working on my story, but working on with the other authors and hearing their stories, knowing that we're all in it together. For opportunities, being a part of this book has presented other opportunities for me. I've had other job offers from it, and that's been great. I've really grown a lot. And was there another one? The high moment would be today.
So my miracle would probably, I'd have to say, is between my son and myself, that we kind of close that gap. So that's my miracle for writing this chapter. And what was the next question?
Sorry, that's your miracle?
Miracle.
What would you say to someone who has been an author?
Never been an author. Well, I would say that I think it's very important to get, if you're able to get on this journey of becoming an author, because I know a lot of my co-author colleagues have had a lot of things come up because of it. Right now I haven't experienced anything yet, but I know that things will be coming up as well. So I think that just sharing what's inside of you, that you could potentially touch that one person. It doesn't have to be many, even just one person. So get your story out.
It was impact on the world, right?
No, what has opened up since they wrote their chapter?
Okay, the question was, what has opened up since becoming an author? I actually don't know yet. I know that it's going to happen because you're living a story well beyond your own life. I mean, as I was speaking to a few people earlier, there were writers in the 16, 17, 1800s that still live today. Your story still lives in someone today, and it's going to go way beyond your own understanding. The impact is, for me, is the greatest part of this, because I impacted lives for years. People I've never seen, never known, that have gone through some of the most tragic events in their lifetime. And going through that tragedy and to be that person who shows up to give them at least that first step was a very, very strong impact for me and for them. And the miracle is I made it through all that was in front of me. And you can too, because I believe that each and every one of us are a miracle, and we have miracles inside of us that have yet to come out.
Awesome. Okay. So, I want to thank everyone for being here. Did you guys have a good time? Yes.